Morning, everyone. It's 8:30 on Monday morning, the 18th, start of a new week, start of a new option expiration period, and um, it's been a kind of a quiet morning. Asia and Europe both lower. Asia lower on the Chinese growth rate, which came in, I believe, at 4.9% and was a bit of a disappointment. Although I do see, even though I don't actively follow any of the Chinese stocks in general or in specific, I will notice that Baidu this morning is up about $7. Okay, here at home, the stock indexes are lower. They've been lower all morning. Around 8 o'clock, the Dow was down 120. It's currently down 145 a half hour later. NASDAQ is down about 45, and the S&P is down right around $15. Facebook hiring 10,000 more workers for Metaverse. For those who don't know the term Metaverse, it is actually a virtual environment, like some of the online games where you have multiple players or even individual players, and they operate in a virtual place. Disney down actually pretty hard, down a little over $3, 1.75%. Barclay downgraded the stock, lowered their price target, as did Moffett-Nathanson, and the concern is streaming. Albertsons beat top and bottom line, raised guidance. The stock is 30 up $1.44 or 5%, has traded as high as 30.50. Major League Baseball also talking about doing a streaming service that you don't need cable for, so over the air. Pretty interesting. Walmart is going to have a Black Friday's month for their users of their app. And there's an Apple event today at 1 o'clock, supposedly introduction of a new MacBook, and we'll see how, and AirPod 3s, I believe. And Zillow down. It's 88 and a half, down 580 or 6%. They are stopping buying. They have stopped buying homes for resale. Okay, chart on the screen is the Bitcoin, and what I want to mention here, this is the weekly. This is today, but yesterday, Friday's close was actually, on a weekly basis, the highest close for Bitcoin. That number was 62,075. We're down a little this morning. This high was 61,980. Now, there have been higher closes. There was a higher close right before we topped out in here, and that close was 63,685. So, on a daily basis, we still have a little way to go. On a weekly basis, we've already made a new high. As far as commodities go this morning, oil up another $1.16, just under 83. Did trade over 83, 83.18. The daily is not through the top of the Bollinger Band, but the weekly is. This has been a pretty interesting market to trade with the Bollinger Bands, because they really very often it really follows these Bollinger Bands all the way, top and bottom. So being at the top here is of some concern. Today's action takes it almost there. On the weekly, you'll see it's through there. So it was through there on Friday. This is last week's close. This is this week's open, which is only one day. But as you can see, we're through it, and we're through it for the third week in a row. not terribly through it. Here we popped above it and closed back in. This past weekend, we were up and through it. So I'll look for a little bit of a pullback in here. And frankly, the way that it's moved recently, it's due a pullback anyway. Gold is down $3 overnight. It was up about $3.50. Silver basically unchanged, down 3 cents. Copper continues to run. If you didn't look at the second attachment in my letter last night, you really should. It's a discussion of copper and some copper mining companies, including DSMTF. Okay, cotton up 75 cents. The Dow, all of the stock futures down, including the Russell, down almost $11. As I said, Bitcoin is down a little, Ethereum is down a little, the dollar is up a touch, and the bonds, which were higher, are now back to lower. They've been 10 ticks higher, so up about 4 on the day, and their low has been about 10 ticks lower. So there you go, folks. Be careful out there, and don't forget to subscribe.